this one thing I did, it was like so bad. Like, I've never even told her. I like hated myself for it. Like, I really, like, that's how bad it was. Like, I was a freaking fiend. If you don't already know, I moved. This is my new place. If you're new and you've never seen any of my videos, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Julia. And if you are an OG, welcome back. Yeah, so this is my new office setup. We just put these things up today. It's a little diamond and it's cute, but that's not what this video is about. This video is basically an update on my past of an eating disorder. Like, I literally made a video confessing that I had one 2 years ago, and I never really updated you guys with what happened with that. And I think I talked a little bit about it on Instagram. My mom is blowing up my phone. But like, I never really just like talked about it. And sorry if I'm looking in the viewfinder. I haven't really made a talking video in a minute. And if you hear weird licking sounds, my cat is just running around licking himself. But what was I saying? So yeah, this is sort of like my update, and I feel like this is coming at a really good time because I think this is Anorexia Awareness Week. He just hopped up on the window. And this is also like a little bit past the 2 years since I fully recovered. Or not fully recovered, but consciously started recovering from this disordered eating, and it's just coming at a really good time for me to make this video because, you know, self-love is becoming really popular right now. I'm super supporting that trend. I feel like this should have been a trend forever and it should never go out, but whatever. Anyway, this is my update, so let me first give you a little backstory because most of you guys probably don't even know I had an eating disorder because I made that video around when I had like 700,000 subscribers, and now I have like 2,600,000 plus, so it's a lot, like 2 million more subscribers since then, so you probably don't know. Anyway, backstory. I had an eating disorder for like, I want to say 3 or 4 years. It first started with counting calories. I just wanted to like be thin, and I would count calories excessively down to how many calories were in like an orange or a clementine, or even like the slice. I would divide it if I just had one slice. It was bad. Then towards the end, I sort of like gave up counting calories and was just like making sure my portions were super, super small. And then when I moved to California, it got worse. I was just like, I need to be super, super teeny. And like the thoughts that would go through my head were terrible. They were so mean. I was so mean to myself. I hated that. And at a certain point, like, I was just like not enjoying life, and I was just planning everything around food and constantly being hungry. I moved to California, and in that time I started drinking like a lot of alcohol any night possible. I would always be looking for a party because it was like an excuse to sort of like, yes, always be looking for some type of substance to sort of take away from the pain of being hungry, if that makes sense. And so when I would get really, really drunk, I would kind of binge out because I sort of lost the inhibition to keep me from eating per se. So I remember this one time specifically, we got really drunk before a Kalani concert, and our friend who didn't drink obviously drove us there to Hollywood from Santa Monica. And by the time we got there, we missed the concert completely. We were so late, and I knew there was this place called Press Freeze. It was like vegan froyo down the street, and it's like my favorite. It still is my favorite. And so I remember I was like, oh, okay, well, since the concert, we missed that, I'm just gonna walk my ass there and get some Press Freeze. My super blacked out self just like started running down Hollywood Boulevard. Like, we weren't even that close. I was like running for I don't know how long. Like, it was like a good 10-minute run to the Press Freeze place, and I completely left everyone I was with, and they're like, where's Julia? And this was a problem that I would do. I would run places when I got drunk, and I would just disappear, and no one would know where I went. And so I made it to the froyo place, got the froyo. And literally, like, I'm so sloppy. I'm such a mess. It got all over my shirt, my like white tube top, and I had to throw it out because it was like completely full of chocolate. And then I got home and everyone ordered Domino's, and we had like a little like, not party, but it was like a little get together. And so there was like a full Domino's pizza that no one ate, and I ate the entire cheese off the pizza because that was something I would do. I'd be like, no, I can't have the bread, but I'll just eat the cheese. Like, what? I don't know. Another time we had a party, and at the end, I just like ate the entire leftover birthday cake, or the icing off the birthday cake. Yeah, those were just some funny things I would do, but really like kind of like not funny, because like, yeah. But so my friend, I was shooting this video of my friend, okay? And so she had these like ADD pills that like basically give you energy and make you not hungry. Like it's just like a side effect of them. They're obviously not for that, they're for ADD, but like it was a side effect. And I knew that was something that happens when you take them. And she was saying how great it is. And I was like, ooh, I want to try. And so she gave me one. And then, oh my God, this is even worse. I don't drink coffee for the most part, and when I do, I get so crazy jittery. It's like taking an Adderall. So she gives me an Adderall, and then we get coffee, and so I drink the coffee, and then I take the Adderall, and I am going insane. I didn't eat the whole day. I didn't drink water the whole day, and when I got home, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't stop talking to people. Like my mouth was running a mile a minute. I was going crazy, and then I started drinking water like crazy, and it was just insane, and the come down was hard. That was one instance, and then when I figured out that that worked in that type of way, I knew my roommate had some, and this is so bad, but on Thanksgiving I was like terrified to go to my friend's Thanksgiving dinner and eat food, because I was just like, there's just gonna be so much food, I'm gonna be so hungry, I don't have my specific food. And so I stole one of my roommate's pills, and I took it, and I never told her, and I'm so sorry, it's so bad. Oh, I hate myself for that. But those were just the crazy things that this controlling shit made me do. So when I finally realized, hey, what you're doing is not normal, it's not good. There was definitely more instances, some a little worse, some not too much worse. And I know that was like the worst one, but there was a lot more instances like that that led me to the final conclusion of I need to fix myself. I need to check myself before I wreck myself even more. And so when I finally got to the conclusion, after talking to Morgan, after talking to Roland, after watching freaking a million eating disorder videos, eating disorder recovery stories on YouTube, I was like, okay, I need to recover. I need to do this. I need to do this now. I need to do this for me. I need to do this for everyone around me, because I am a crazy hangry bitch right now, and this fucking sucks. The first thing I started doing was just like eating food. I went to this place called Cece's, and I got brunch, and I got an omelet, and I got pancakes, and I ate it all. Maybe not all of it, but I had a good bit of it all, and I was feeling like so fat afterwards. I was like so mad at myself. I was like, I ate so much food, and I had to put myself through that, because like you have to, the way you get over that shit is you have to immerse yourself fully in eating. You gotta focus on eating. And you have to let yourself get fat, because you know what, like if you fear it, you just have to let it happen, and you'll realize it's not the end of the world. Like you're gonna feel kind of crappy, but you gotta do it, because if you don't, it's just gonna keep coming back. And let me tell you, I know it's only been like 2 years, but my eating disorder has never come back. Sometimes I'll get like weird thoughts like, oh, like I'm getting a little bit, but like that should balance out. Like I eat intuitively, I'm fine. I'm never depriving myself, and I haven't for 2 years. So I know what I did works. Basically, how I recovered. Well, first I watched an enormous amount of what I eat in a day videos, and I would eat while I watched those videos. So I'd be eating with the person eating, and it just made me feel better, because it's like, I mean, eating alone's fine, and I'm cool with that now. I'm so cool with that. But at first it was hard. It was like, I would try to eat a little, always eat less than the person who I was eating with for whatever freaking reason. I would eat till my freaking stomach was bloated and I looked pregnant, and I would just eat and eat. And I would eat vegan food because for some reason that just resonated with me, that I needed to be vegan. And I was vegetarian before, so it wasn't like a hard switch, but I don't know, I just felt like part of my eating disorder's gift was getting me to go vegan. Because I remember that summer when I moved to LA, my friend was really trying to go vegan, and I was living with her at the time, and I was like, fuck that, like I'm vegetarian and I'm cool with that. Like I'm happy with my eggs, I'm happy with my cheese, I don't do meat, and I'm cool. And she was like, no, like it's good, like for your body, for animals. And I was like, I don't care. And then when I was in recovery and I was watching so many videos and documentaries about veganism, I was like, yeah, I need to do this. I wish I did this earlier. So that was cool. That was like a great gift from my higher self, being like, hey, just do things right this time, go vegan. I'm like, okay, I will. I am. And so for a good like 3 months, I ate and ate and ate. I gained 20 to 25 pounds of I don't know what fat. Good fat. It wasn't hard to eat because I was like really enjoying eating, but it was hard afterwards. I'd be like, why did I eat all that? And I would never like go make myself throw up. I was never bulimic, and that was never a problem for me. But sometimes I would just be like, shit. I think it was good to just sit with myself and be like, okay, like I'm fine. Like I did eat a lot. It doesn't feel good, but it'll pass. And I would wake up in the morning after eating a bunch like the day before, and I'd be fine. Like, yes, I would gain a good 5 pounds every month. And at the end of the 3 months, I was like kind of done with eating. I was over it. Like the hype around food was over. And that's why you need to eat so much. So that way your body gets refueled, I guess, or used to food. But you have to eat all the calories that you missed out on basically and gain whatever weight you lost back. And then after you fully immerse yourself and eating everything your heart desires or whatever, then you can let it go when you're ready. Eat less food. Eat like normal food. Not less, but whatever you particularly need. Eat intuitively. The whole time you should be eating intuitively, but then you'll know when it's time to slow down on the crazy cravings and food won't be as big as a deal anymore. And around the time when it stopped becoming as big of a deal, I also threw myself into YouTube and was really like growing my channel and making a lot of videos, and that was when I was gaining a crazy amount of you guys, subscribers, and views and stuff. So it all kind of worked out that I had a positive distraction. Correction, I don't like the word distraction. I mean outlet, a positive outlet to channel all that like stressful energy into, so that stressful controlling energy will actually be transmuted into positive energy, working towards something you love for yourself and for the others around you. And for me, that was YouTube and creating videos for you guys after the whole thing went down. And so that was cool. I was doing that. I was totally over the eating disorder, but I was still kind of looking at myself like, wow, like I'm not where I want to be. Like I'm kind of chubby, like kind of squishy, you know? And so a full year after I started recovering from the eating disorder is when I started working out with a personal trainer. And I was so scared. Oh, my kitty, meow. I've spent this past year getting fit, but I was so scared to start working out because I was like, oh, I'm gonna be obsessed with it. Like it's gonna be like another disorder. Like, but no, I was fine. It was fine. You have to just make sure that when you do start working out that you're doing it for all the right reasons, you know? I mean, obviously I wanted to look good. I wanted to feel good. But most of all, I really just wanted to like feel healthy and strong. I did start working out on my own, but they weren't like, my workouts weren't that great. And what I really needed, what I really wanted was weight training. And when you start weight training, it really helps to have like a coach, a trainer, an instructor, a class, something to show you, because you don't want to lift the wrong way and hurt yourself. I've been doing that for the past year. I mean, my body's not like perfect, but it feels good. I feel really strong. I've just recently gotten into yoga, which really helps with flexibility and stretching. And if you get sore, and I love yoga, I think yoga is going to be like my next like physical venture. So I mean, obviously there's things that I'm not satisfied with. I'm still figuring out self-love, but I don't take it out of my food. I don't take it out of my body like that anymore. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I freaking don't like my nose, and that is so hard sometimes. I'm like, just be smaller. But like, we just have to accept our flaws as they are. Sorry, I need to correct that word. It's not flaws, it's features, because none of us have flaws, because a flaw would mean that there's something wrong or broken, and there's nothing wrong or broken with any of my features, or probably yours that you don't like. They're just features that are different and unique, and we need to love and honor them. We're back because I just remembered I'd left out a huge part of the video about consciously or unconsciously retraining your brain brain. So I think during the distraction throwing myself into YouTube phase, I mean positive outlet, we're not trying to distract ourselves. Distracting would mean sort of shelving the problem and pretending it's not there and then focusing on other stuff. But what we're trying to do is face the problem, deal with it, and then focus on other stuff. So we're not constantly thinking about the problem, if that makes sense. I was unconsciously retraining my brain to focus on things that served me in a more positive way. So you can do this basically by putting all of your focusing energy into what is flowing in your life as opposed to what is lacking. So if there's a problem, it doesn't mean ignoring that it's there. It means instead of putting all of that energy worrying about the problem, you put all the energy on working on something that you love to do. So that's really important, and I can make another video on how to do that because that's a whole nother thing in itself, but that is probably one of the most important parts about changing absolutely anything in your life. But yeah, retraining your brain, you do it unconsciously all the time, but if you do it consciously and you realize what you're retraining your brain to do, you can reprogram your entire mind and basically change your whole life to be a lot more positive if it isn't already. So that's a fun one that really, really helped me in my journey and is still helping me in everything to this day. If you or someone you know is struggling with an eating disorder, I am here for you. I'm sending you love right now, sending you love and light. We can talk about this in the comments. You can DM me on Instagram. I can try to help you as much as I can. But there's like a lot of resources, and sometimes you just really need to seek professional help. I was lucky enough to be able to help myself before it got any worse, and I didn't need to go to a hospital or anything. But if you know somebody who is struggling, send them this video, send them love. Don't force feed them, don't force them into anything. You can give them advice and everything, but you can't make them change. They have to do it for themselves. And if it does get that bad where they need to seek doctors, then that's a whole nother story, but you get the point. So, yep. This is the video. I'm great right now. I feel really good. I'm so glad I talked about this with you guys. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've ever struggled with any mental disorders, eating disorders. Shit, I have... Oh my god. Mental disorders. Wow. I could do a whole nother video on that, because this girl crazy. Anorexia was not my only mental prob, but yeah. Let me know if you guys want any more videos on mental health, self-love, any other topics that make me feel really uncomfortable but like are necessary to talk about. Yeah, let me know in the comments and maybe we can do like a series, and I'll either see you in my previous video, which you can click at the end, or my next video. Heart, bye. I do not want you to